All right, so we've got a video for you just to go over some of the changes to the app that have happened in the past couple weeks. So the first thing that we want to bring to your attention is just the dashboards. They've had a pretty big overhaul. You'll see probably quite a bit of new information here. You'll also notice that different dashboards between different user types will show different bits of information. So if I switch from administrator over to superintendent, we'll see a different loadout of reports. So yeah, we just encourage you to get in here, kind of poke around the different ones that you have access to, see what's there, and feel free to write us at support@rotech.com to let us know if you have any feedback on the things that you're seeing or the things that you're not seeing, if anything feels like it's missing or not reporting correctly. But yeah, we've done a lot of work to overhaul these for you, and hopefully you'll find them, very specifically helpful for the things that you're doing in each role. One particular widget on some of these dashboards that you might see that we wanted to point out is this bonus program widget. Mine says no qualifying assignments for this period, but yours may have some numbers here. We just want to point out that this particular widget is still kind of a work in progress. It's still in testing. So if the numbers don't quite look right to you, just don't worry about it for right now. It might not be an actual reflection of the numbers that should be there, but we're getting everything finalized to be sure that it's pulling the proper numbers into the right place for that calculation. And we'll update you in the coming weeks when that number or when this widget is finalized and is ready for you to review. But if you do catch anything in particular with this that you want to report, feel free again to write us at the support line and let us know. So next thing to move on to, I'll switch over here to a maintenance role. Is these maintenance schedules that we've created. So under maintenance schedule, you can come up here and click to add a new one. But we'll just kind of go into one of these specifically. So this would basically be an automation to be sure that you're getting reminders on break inspections when they need to happen, right? So let's click in here to see what it looks like. You give your maintenance schedule a name. You set it up for a period. So here we're going to say 40,000. We're going to say miles. But depending on what type of schedule this is, you could do it under a number of different types of lengths: hours, years, kilometers, miles, etc. And then you would use this threshold percentage to kind of determine when this is going to get scheduled. So the idea here, right, is that 40,000 miles is when you might need to have your brake inspection done. 2.5% of 40,000 is 1,000. So when you get within 1,000 miles of this threshold, it's going to then create the action that needs to happen. So set up something for this brake inspection. And then you'll come down here to the bottom and you can pick which asset, which vehicle, or whatever else it is that you want this particular maintenance schedule attached to. I think it's just locked into this item because that's what this particular maintenance schedule is created for. But we'll have a drop down of everything that you could have this attached to, and then just hit save changes or submit, and it'll create a different maintenance schedule here for you. So we've got a couple starter ones for you as well. Feel free to update them if you need to, if the numbers aren't quite right. They're just kind of examples, but feel free to edit these. Feel free to make more as well and get testing this system out. And then we also wanted to show this checklist template section. So this is for adding sort of like subtasks that you can attach to work orders when they're created. So I might kind of walk you through. So the system here is you can add templates. Right now we've created one template called 21-point inspection, but you could create others as well, and it would show up as kind of a separate box underneath or on top of this 21-point inspection box. And then you can add items into your template. So this 21-point inspection template has a fluid top-off, has a brake check. There might be more things that you'll need to add. You could just hit that add item button to add more items for the 21-point inspection. So let's hit new template. I want to show you one thing really quick. Let's say, you're creating some sort of a template that's going to be a new group of items. You can choose if these are for all work orders, preventative work orders only, or regular only, which is to say all work orders that are not preventative. And then, give it a description and hit that save template. But then once you've created your template, if you want to add more items to this list of kind of sub items attached to the template, you'd hit this add items button. You can see that the 21-point inspection is auto-applying it to all work orders because that was what was selected when the new template for 21-point inspection was created. And then just give it a name, give it a category, quick description. You can give it an order and customize this so that it goes on top of or in bottom of, the right order for the 21-point inspection checklist. And then you can also mark if it is required, if every work order that has, check tire tread depth, if that's always going to be required or not. And also if that specific thing will require a work order for itself when that maintenance is performed. So come in here, customize these. This is probably not a full list for the 21-point inspection, and there might be new templates that you need to make as well. But feel free to come in here and get these working and test it out. And the way that this ends up functioning, right, is that basically if this is set for all work orders, then all work orders that are created moving forward, if you come into this one, this was just made yesterday. Let me see. Scroll down here. So you're editing the work order. You'll scroll down to the bottom here to details, and there's this inspection checklist area. And you can see that all of those items that were a part of that 21-point inspection, fluids, brakes, are here within the work order. You can hit pass, fail, NA, give any notes that you need to, and hit save changes. So this is kind of a whole new system to track subtasks within maintenance. So I encourage you to get in and check those out if it relates to you. So let's switch over to administrator again. There's a couple new reports, or at least one report that's new that we want to show. So we have now this Truckit versus Mix comparison. So I'm just going to give a 1-day sample time period here. We'll let it execute. It'll take just a second. So basically what this is going to run is, here it is, analyzes the changes, the delta between Truckit log hours and Mix hours. So you can see for each user on that day or over that time period, and it will show basically the differences between all of their Mix numbers, right? The time that they clocked in, the time they clocked out, and their Truckit numbers. So if we're just to let's look at Alejandro Arenada, for example. On Mix, he started at 6 and he ended at 8 p.m. That's a 13.8 hour time period there. And then on Truckit, he clocked in at 7:30 and clocked off at 9:15, which is a 13.69 total hours between these two. So this next column over here, hours delta, will basically show the difference between how long Truckit says that they were in action versus how long Mix has recorded. And then you can also see these minute deltas if you scroll all the way over to the right. So the start delta minutes, 71.9 minutes for this one. That's the difference between when Mix says that they started and when Truckit says that they started, right? So you see, 72 minutes, just like it said here. And then the end delta minutes, same logic there. So 65 minutes between when Mix says that their shift ended and when Truckit says that their shift ended. So this has been a point of conversation, just that the goal here is to keep all of these delta starts within 15 minutes. We want the start date or the start time in mix and the start time in Truckit and the end time in mix and the end time in Truckit to be within 15 minutes of each other. That is the goal, just to be sure that these systems are lining up well. So this will give you just a really easy report into, identifying exactly which employees, users, times, et cetera, need to be kind of looked more into. So hope that this will be valuable to you guys for that as well. And then the very last thing, let's change to DM. There's one thing on DWRs, a change to the way that, oops, not create new. Sorry about that. Yeah, view records. A way that time tracking is happening on DWRs. So this is a requirement for Diamondback. So it's a change that we're implementing into the system, but it is going to be required on all daily records moving forward. So when you're coming in to make your daily records, if you go to charge items and you add something that like has a time element to it, for example, let's do like crew travel. You'll notice here as it's added below that there's the start time and end time boxes that are going to be added as part of that charge item. So these are new requirements. These fields are going to be required for all time-related charge items that are added. So just be sure that you are inserting start times and end times, and then those will be reflected below as well with time records. So I think that should be all for this week. But again, if you have questions about any of this, feel free to reach out to us at the support at Ruotech line, and we're happy to help or answer questions.